ladies. Welcome back to Being Whole in Menopause. I am Coach Andrea, and I am a transformation and longevity coach for women in perimenopause and menopause. I am so excited to talk to you today about our topic. This is a very serious topic, and that's why I'm excited to bring it to you, because the discussion does need to be had about it, because many women don't even realize how important this is, but it affects us on so many fronts. Our topic today is why immune health is important to women in perimenopause and menopause. Whenever immune health is discussed, it's always just in reference to fight a cold or to fight a flu or something like that. But ladies, immune health has far greater impact on women who are in perimenopause and menopause. Why do I say that? In the time period of perimenopause, specifically, everything's going awry. We've talked about this before. We are having mood swings. Our sleep is not regular. We're having cognitive issues. When those things are happening, that all, as we've talked about before, has to do with your hormones being imbalanced. And so when the hormones are imbalanced, it's affecting our immune health. Do you realize that 70% of your immune system is right here in the gut, okay? What we don't realize is that estrogen, the hormone estrogen, is a regulator for inflammation. When estrogen levels go down, that means that the regulation for inflammation in our bodies is not being regulated. That in itself is huge. Absolutely huge. I know when I learned that, I was floored. Many times we find in the perimenopause or menopausal or postmenopausal state that we're more prone to picking up colds, and allergies affect us even more as we're aging. And some of that is due to the fact that our immune system is being affected by the different hormonal shifts that's going on in our body, because the immune system isn't strong enough. The cells aren't as strong as they were before, because we're not nurturing our immune system the way that we should. And so therefore, it makes sense that when colds and flus and viruses come about, that our bodies are more prone to those things. One of the things that we need to realize is that hormones play such a huge effect overall in our immune health. In perimenopause and menopause, hormones are shifting and changing so dramatically. When those things happen, if the immune system isn't getting what it needs because we're having all these hormonal shifts in our body, then we're going to experience a lot of issues in our bodies. So a lot of times it's not diagnosed. It's not something the doctors usually pick up, but it's something that is happening. That's why this topic today, we need to talk about this more than less. What is happening when we're having these hormonal shifts? Cortisol. We've talked about cortisol in the past, right? Cortisol is our fight or flight hormone. It is high when we're stressed. I don't know any other time in life that you are more stressed than in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. We're stressed with a capital S, right? But the danger in that is, one, estrogen levels are down, which means that it's not regulating the inflammation levels like it should. And we know that estrogen is a regulator. But let's talk about the progesterone, because estrogen and progesterone, they play off of each other. So progesterone helps to moderate the estrogen levels. And so when cortisol now is being produced because of this high stress, all of that is going to weigh on the progesterone, and it's going to decrease your progesterone levels. So now if your progesterone levels are down, then that means that estrogen, especially in perimenopause, estrogen levels are spiking higher. So when the estrogen levels spike higher, the body is now in total chaotic mode. And this is all because of these hormones that's going on. Cortisol is higher because stress levels are higher. Inflammation is being produced more and more because estrogen is not regulating it as it should. And when inflammation is just running amok, we're now more prone to all types of diseases because inflammation in your body is something that a lot of chronic diseases feed from. You guys see where I'm going with this? It's like a trickle-down effect, but we're not talking about it. Immune health is so important to women in perimenopause and menopause and postmenopause. This is really important. I can't stress how important this is. It's not by surprise, ladies, that you're experiencing some of the things that you're experiencing. And now we're talking about your immune health. So if your immunity system, 70% of your immunity system is in your gut, that means that if your gut microbiome is off balance, then now that's another issue. And so when you start to come against, especially now is a season where flu and viruses and colds and COVID and all types of viral issues are coming about, you're more open to those things because your immune system can't fight for your body the way it should. Those killer T cells are not strong, they're weak. And so when these invaders come into your body, then now the immune system cannot rid the body of these invaders. And therefore, we're more prone to sickness. And when we're more prone to chronic disease and flus and viruses and things such as that, now, this is the next level, it affects our longevity. So it's just a trickle-down effect. How can we combat this issue? Because it's something that we need to be aware of so that we can put a plan in action so that we can continue to thrive during this time period in our life. What we eat becomes very important. We need to make sure that we're giving our bodies the nutrients that it needs. We need to give our immune system the nutrients that it needs. So we need to eat the green leafy vegetables, and we need to make sure that we're getting the fiber. We need to make sure that we're eating the legumes. We need to make sure that we're putting probiotics and vitamin C and zinc. So important because it's all about thinking. We have to think, how can I strengthen my immune system? The stronger my immune system, the stronger that I can be. And then some of those things that naturally come about in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause won't affect us in the same way. So think about that. How am I eating? Do I need to make some shifts in what I'm eating? Am I giving my body what it needs? Do I need to put that bag of chips down? Is that giving my body what I need in order to nourish? It's all about, look, I want you to say after me, nourish my immune system. Let me see. I don't hear it. Nourish my immune system. All right, you're not quite there yet. Let's talk a little bit further. What else can we do? I want to stress getting out and exercising. You knew I was going to say it. Getting out and exercising. Exercise is like huge, 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 huge. Why is that? Because when you're out and you're exercising, it boosts up circulation in your body, and it also helps to strengthen your immune health. You got to do the strength training. You got to do some cardio. You got to do some balancing. It's just what we have to do, because what are we doing, ladies? We're nourishing our immune health. The next thing you heard me talk about it, stress is like out the door. So what do we need to do? We got to bring those stress levels down. Bring it down, because we need to bring the cortisol down, down, down. So we need to make sure that we're doing things when we feel ourselves and we're in part of really stressful situations. Step aside. Say, I'll be back. Go to the bathroom. Go outside. Count to 10. Take a deep breath. I'm a big advocate for breath work. And believe it or not, breath work works. Just you breathe in and then count to 10 and slowly release your breath. Do that about 3 or 4 times and it will bring down the stress levels. I've talked about stress. What I didn't talk about is sleep. Yeah, I was coming there too, right? We cannot be in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause and not hit the sleep, because guess what? The sleep helps to bring about the stress. When we are having problems with our sleep patterns because we're staying up all night due to the hot flashes and the cold flashes, and due to the fact that we're getting in bed at the wrong time, and we have to change those things. These are things that's going to help to bring our stress levels down. So we have to come up with a normal sleep pattern. We have to set the temperature in the room to a certain temperature so that we can have real sleep, ladies, because this is going to help us cognitively. It's going to help with bringing the stress level down so that we're decreasing the inflammation that's going on throughout our bodies. It's making our immune health stronger. So if you can get a hold of your sleep patterns, that means no computers, that blue light, not good for your sleep patterns. Turn the television off, not good for your sleep patterns. You want to have restful, real sleep, nothing that's disrupting your sleep patterns. When you are able to control and get more restful sleep, you're going to be able to help to bring down your stress levels. You're going to bring down the cortisol levels, which now is going to help better with nourishing the immune system because progesterone and estrogen levels, which are already shifting, can have a chance to normalize a little bit. I talked about a lot of different issues, but the one thing I didn't really go into detail about, and I have to say this before we conclude this episode, I touched upon longevity. Immune health is so key to our longevity. In our latter years, as we get to 50, 60, 70, 80, we want to have energy. We want to have vitality. We want to be happy. We want to be able to embrace life. But if we're faced with chronic diseases, such as heart disease and diabetes and obesity and all of these different chronic issues, that is going to impact us in our later years. We don't want that. We don't want the osteoporosis. Now is the time. I don't care if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you might be 80 and you might be 90. It is never too late. Nourish your immune system and become stronger and better. Ladies, that's all we have for now. This is such an important topic, and I hope that there was at least one or two things that I said that stood out to you that's going to help you to think about making some changes. Think about what you're eating. Think about your sleep patterns. Think about reducing your stress levels. Think about getting more exercise. These are all things that we need, lifestyle changes that we need to do, not only just to be healthy in our bodies and physically to deal with the symptoms of menopause, like the hot flashes and the brain fog, but we need to take our thinking to another level, whereas this is affecting our overall longevity. And so we need to start to address what's going on with our immune health. I'm so happy that we had this discussion today. I hope that if you have anything that you would like to add to the conversation, please comment below. Share with all of us. We are all in this together. I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to be honest. I knew that the immune health was very important, but in preparing for this episode, I did not know the depth of how important immune health was. So even I was educated a lot on this episode, and I am going to also make some more changes in my life and go into more detail with my coaching clients in reference to the importance of immune health, because this is important, ladies. This is important. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited that you continue to join in the conversation. If you do want additional help in some of the things that we talked about, and please take advantage of some of the resources that I have listed down below. Take advantage of some of the programs that I offer. We address gut and brain health, immune health, as we talked about today, nutrition, and just all these different things that women need to know about and implement into their lives in order to be able to thrive during this time period, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. It has been my pleasure, as always, to come and bring this topic to you and share the information that I have with you. I hope that you found it of value, and I look forward to seeing you next time on being whole in menopause. Bye now.